Welcome to Subramani. The market fell yesterday by 1939 points, right? 1939 points or 3.8% and closed below the psychological level of 50,000, closed at 49050. Now, the very important question that everybody is asking is, why did the market fall? Now, there are many ways in which how I am going to answer this question. First of all, nobody knows why the market fell by 3.9%. I mean, why could it not be 3.8%? Why could it not be 3.5? Why could it not be 4.3? Why could it not be 6? We have no clue. We just know that it fell by so much, and then we start attributing reasons to why it fell. One trigger which people will tell you is the interest rate change in the US. US has been gradually seeing a slight hike in interest rates. It has gone from 0.33 to 1.5, and that was but yesterday, or rather day before yesterday, it spiked. It went up a little faster than what people thought. So we all knew that we were kicking the can down the road by keeping on pumping money into the economy and hoping that things will keep improving. And the Fed kept pumping in money. Now there is a fear, or there is a chance that with the vaccine in place and more people getting it, things will get back to normal, and therefore they will need less stimulus, which means the Fed can increase rates. Let me tell you again, Fed can increase rates. But given the psychological feeling around the world, they may not increase rates so quickly. There is other fear that the US president is back to the common hobby of bombing some parts of the world. So if Syria starts getting bombed, or Iraq starts getting bombed, or some part starts getting bombed, US will go back to its US $90 for oil. That can be another trigger for oil prices to go up. So which means in the world economy, people with money would like to shift their attention to oil also. Not much money was going into oil because people did not think it is worth investing in oil, because oil prices were not going up. Suddenly, if they see oil prices going up, a lot of money could get shifted there. Another important thing was people were doing something called a carry trade. You have to just do a simple thing: borrow in US or borrow in Japan and invest in emerging markets, because interest rates in all these countries, including say Germany, was very benign. So if some of those interest rates go up, then that money would also go back either to repay loans or to invest in those markets themselves. So there are very many reasons why markets could have gone down yesterday by 3.8%. We will never be able to quantify the impact of each of those moves, of say interest rates going up, of oil prices, chances of oil prices going up, right? None of this we will be able to say because of this 1%, because of this 0.5%. That doesn't happen. Far more importantly, what should you do as an investor is a far more important question to answer. So it's very simple. First of all, don't worry about the Sensex, because 99% of the people I know and people who invest do not invest in the Sensex. They invest in some shares, of which some could be there in the Sensex. They may have a GFC Limited, they may have a Reliance, they may have a TCS, but they don't have everything in the index in exactly the same weight as the index, which means they have not invested in an index fund. They have not even invested in an equal weighted index fund. They have just, but index is a barometer, right? People look around and say, "Arey, market gir gaya." When they say market gir gaya, they mean that the index has fallen. It doesn't mean your portfolio has fallen, right? So look at your portfolio. Some of the the market fell by 3.8% and my own portfolio fell by 0.8%, right? There are some resilient stocks which have absolutely I don't see any connection that they have with the index, right? So these kind of things will also happen. More importantly, only for a person who invested say 2 days ago or 3 days ago, he would see a loss in the portfolio. The fall which has happened is under 4%, and that is not too bad. Now But the headlines today all over the place would be, why did the market crash, and all those words will scare you. Another thing which happens is, when the market falls, some people say, oh, market has fallen, I should sell, so they sell. Secondly, some people would have a leveraged position, so somebody would have borrowed money to buy shares, so they would have to sell because they are worried that their principal would be wiped out very quickly if they don't sell, so their stop losses will be triggered. Then there will be others who would have a leverage position, and the broker would sell to protect himself, right? If I have borrowed money against Reliance shares and HDFC shares, he will ask me for more margins. If I don't give more margins, he will sell. So, right, so brokers initiated sales could be there. Very importantly, the market anticipates what is going to happen in the future. So if they feel that, okay, now here is a combination of US inflation, therefore US interest rates going up, inflation in India, a lot of borrowing by the government in India, so therefore interest rates going up in India from sub 6 to about 6.25 or thereabouts. Then the potential crude oil prices going up. So these 3-4 combinations, and therefore some leverage sales happening. So some people anticipating all this could have gone short. So those people would actually be rejoicing. Please also understand, market is a forward looking thing. So market is not reacting to what has already happened today. Market is reacting to what is likely to happen in the next few days, right? So therefore all this could be anticipating that some people may have sold. So all this would lead to a fall, right? What should, now to come to the more important question, what should you do as an investor? Absolutely nothing for you to do right now, because if you have invested for the next 10 years or 15 years and you had promised yourself you will be through it, you will be in it through thick and thin, then you don't really have to do much about it now. However, if you have a shorter term requirement, if you have a money requirement within the next 3 months or even the next within 1 or 2 years, taking some money out of the market and keeping it into debt instruments is not a bad idea, but only if you have a immediate requirement. If you don't have an immediate requirement, if you have a 5-year view or a 7-year view or a 20-year view, there is absolutely nothing for you to do. Now the next question is, can the market fall further? Absolutely yes, it can fall further. There is no reason why the market should be at 50,000. The market was at 50,000, that's all, historically. So can the market be at 45,000? By all means yes. Can the market be at 40,000? Yes. Now at 50,000, if it falls 10%, then it is a correction, and if it falls by 20%, they call it a bear market. So below 40,000, the market would be in a bear market. At 45,000, it would be a correction and market could come back. We are at 49, so another 10% fall would mean it will be 45,000. So is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Is it possible that today there is a lot of money sitting on the side which come back with a vengeance and the market goes back to 50,000? Again, that is possible. But what happens on a day when the market has fallen so much? There is a lot of sympathetic selling. Not buying, sympathetic selling, because people will be scared what could happen in the future. So let me book some profits. After all, I entered at 30,000 index. Now it's already 49,000. Not bad at all. From March, I've seen a 70% jump in my portfolio. Why not book some profits? All this logic will happen. And similarly, there would be people who are sitting and waiting and saying, oh, I will buy in a correction. Some of them could come forward. Some of the others could wait. So please understand, market is a play of so many people's emotions. There are FIIs playing, there are DIIs playing, there are small individuals, big individuals, people with carry trade, people without carry trade, people with leverage, people without leverage, people who are 80 years of age who need to sell for their day-to-day expenses, people who are 18 years of age who have just started doing an SIP, right? All these people, the farmer in Himachal Pradesh with a crop of apple which is ready for sale, he will be investing. The techie who wants to paint his house and therefore is selling his Infosys. There is a guy who is wanting to buy a house and therefore is selling his Wipro. All these people are in the same market. All of this will have an impact on the market. So sometimes you see some tech shares going down, some bank shares going down, or maybe the great Asian Paints and HDFC go also going down because somebody wants liquidity out of that. as far as you are concerned, if you don't require money in the next 2 years or maybe next 1 year, just don't do anything. Just sit there, sit tight. That's it. Thank you.